let's start with the AMA session today, and let's see what are the questions which is in the chat section. So you can start asking questions.
Okay, let me come straight to the first question, which was skills required for entry-level role in data analyst, right, Shiva? So nowadays it depends from organization to organization, but you must be having skills in SQL, Microsoft Excel, and a data visualization tool, which might be your Tableau or Power BI. Most of the organization also wants Python programming language, so we have different libraries like Pandas, NumPy, Seaborn, which is related to data manipulation. So these are the must skill set you must be having: Excel, SQL, Power BI or Tableau, and a Python programming as well. The next question was, which programming language is widely used for full stack developers? So for full stack developer, there are two different ways, but first one is the front end and the next one is the back end. So for back end, you may choose, you can go for PHP, Python or Java as well. And for the front end, you can go for HTML, CSS or Node.js, Express Node.js and all this stuff. You should know SQL as well, or RDBMS framework. Many say Python is not preferred for interviews. No, every programming language is preferred nowadays. It depends from organization to organization or the job description in which the organization you have applied. Java and C++ are also used nowadays. Skills required for a deep learning engineer. Okay, you should know a deep learning framework, which are commonly TensorFlow or PyTorch. You must know how to deploy your deep learning model. In that case, you would be requiring a cloud platform. So AWS, Microsoft Azure, or GCP. You must know Python programming language, TensorFlow, deep learning, neural networks. You must be having projects related to different neural network frameworks like convolution neural network. We have LSTM, we have RNN. So these are the mainly skill set required for a deep learning engineer. Okay. How to start career in data science. Okay. Is DSA also required for entry level? Shiva, it depends like from organization to organization. If you are looking for a job in a product based organization like Amazon, Flipkart, Google, so these product based organization require DSA. But if you are going to apply in any service based organization like Accenture, or you can say Deloitte, so these are mainly service based, so DSA are not required. How to start career in data science? So you must be having all these skills which I've already covered: Python programming, statistics, machine learning, deep learning, SQL. SQL is must nowadays, guys. Even if you want to go for web development, for business analyst, for data analyst, SQL is must. Yeah, because you can say that, because Python is also written on the top of C++. So what is SQL injection command in Python? So Rohit, there are different packages available in Python for accessing data through your SQL query. There are libraries like MySQL Connector, SQL Academy. So all these packages are available. You can Google these packages. Simply you need to mention your database username and password, and you can access directly to your Python, Jupyter Notebook, or whatever tool you're using. For creating a game in AI, so it depends. There are libraries like Turtle as well for automation. So for creating a game, all these tools will be required. Can you mention certificates for SQL, Python, Tableau that we should go for? Where can I learn statistics? So Shiva, MyWays is also helping students for getting certifications in all these particular platforms, so you can connect to them. I'm pursuing MSc Statistics, how to prepare for business analytics. That's great, Anand. So you must go for a database language, which I've already mentioned, SQL, and a data visualization tool. That's it. Then you will be ready to apply for a business analyst role. Just pick one of them, Tableau or Power BI. Okay, my first job role, I was associated in an edtech firm where I used to take these type of sessions, cloud sessions and Python programming sessions. So you can say I was pretty much lucky. My first job in data science was in teaching. So that's why I was so good in them. Explain big data. Okay, so give me some water. Yeah. Big data is nowadays, you can say every application is generating terabyte and terabyte of data. So suppose if you're building any AI based application, so the flow of data should be accurate and should be that much fast. So in that case, big data technologies come into play. We have Hadoop, we have MapReduce, we have Spark. So these are, if you want to be a data engineer, you can go for big data. Sunil, I would recommend Java. If you are from a non-programming background, you have no idea about programming, so you can go for Python only. Sonu, what was your first CTC? Sneha, nowadays there are many colleges, many organization which provide you certifications in terms of data science, but at the end, in when you are into an interview, so those certification won't help you out. Your skill set will help you out in getting that particular job. So concentrate on your skill set. From where to practice SQL, you can register through HackerRank or HackerEarth, where you can get pretty much good practice question for SQL. Where to learn advanced Python? So because advanced Python means data structure and algorithm, right? Or you're talking about OOPS programming. Python is good nowadays. Python and SQL. You can go for that. Come on, guys, show me some heat. So in Python basics, I've covered topics like conditional statements. What problems have you faced while learning data science? That's a pretty much good question, Bhavna. Give me a second, guys. So nowadays, yeah, Harsh, you can see that there are many certifications available in HackerRank. Bhavna, what problems have you faced while learning data science? So you can say in every certification, they give you clean data to practice any machine learning algorithm. But at the end, when you work real time on any particular project, so you will get raw data. You can get these type of raw data over Kaggle itself. So you have to practice. About 70% of the time when you are going to cover any data science project covers only cleaning that particular data. How to solve DSA problems and further consider on coding platform like CodeChef. Sneha, you have to be very good with all these data structures. We have linked list, BST trees, and start covering from the basics program, like how to traverse a BST, how to reduce your BO notation and all this stuff. Where to learn Django, Padmaja, MyWays can help you with that. Balaji, how to start programming in Python coming from a non-IT background? Yeah, you can start with Python itself because it's easy to read, it's easy to understand. We have many libraries which will gonna help us in achieving particular task. Oh, great. So another surprise. Even I also like surprises, but these surprises are only for students, not for me. So bad, yeah. Which basic concepts are required for oops. I was in searching for internship online. There are many internships which are requiring of basic concept of oops. So we have okay, so we have class inheritance, uh, multi-level inheritance, or you can say encapsulation. All these topics you should be aware of. Python, Avinash, Python. Python is good. I'm expertise in Python, SQL, and R also. So Python is good. You can do all the tasks. You can also get. You can also go into web development. You can also go into machine learning. You can also go into data pre-processing. So Python has all the packages available. Come on, guys.
So if they are not asking, let's ask some question. Let me ask some question.
Okay.
So yeah, so tell us about your journey. Like we know that you have tell us in a brief in last few sessions with us. So for today's audience, can you tell your journey to them so that they can
Okay.
prepare?
Yeah, that can really work. So guys, I also came from a non-tech background. So I started my journey back in 2017, where I get to know about data science, machine learning. I have no idea, like I have no idea how these things works. I was no idea about Python itself. So I left my job and started getting into Python itself. So after completing basics of Python, I get to know like there are different libraries available. Do we require master for a data scientist? No, Rohit, I'm also only graduate. I'm also not having master's degree, so I'm also a data scientist. So after that, I started practicing over Kaggle and getting free sessions from YouTube itself. It took me around 6 to 8 months to understand like how these things works, and after that, I landed my first internship, which was into teaching itself.
Great, great. So when you consider like at that time data scientist is not a very hot niche. So when you discover that SD there is something beyond the SD roles basically in the BTech. So how do you feel at that time? Like are your friends able to understand or is there an hype about data science at that time?
I was also not aware of SD roles at that time because I came from a non-tech background. I wasn't even aware of about all these programming language because you can say I told you like I'm came from a backbencher. I was a
Yeah.
backbencher. So
Yeah.
that's why after that I get into all this stuff. Like we have different programming languages available. So and I would recommend like you should focus on these programming languages. Like we have SQL, whether you want to go for business analyst, data engineer, data scientist role. So SQL is must. So nowadays, if you're having only skill set in SQL, so you can land a job for a data analyst. SQL and Excel are required for that only.
That is great. So, what do you think is your major you can say the milestones, or you can say the week milestone which you feel like it is very hard to crack at that time to get into a position where you are today?
Yeah, so I would recommend if there's a new old saying like if opportunity knocks your door, you should grab that opportunity. That's it. Meanwhile, when I was working as a data scientist, when I was into internship, so I got many opportunity to work on research papers. So at that point of time, I haven't started any, I haven't read about any research papers. So I was like, how can I start that? But since it's like a opportunity for me, so I grabbed that, and it took me around 4 to 5 months to crack that particular problem statement. So it feels good. After that, I keep on getting those type of projects.
Any of anyone is interested to know more about his research paper, so let me know in the chat section, or you can give even a thumbs
You
up.
can, and it's not like you want a particular project to complete a research paper. You can start doing your research as well. There are many data set available over Kaggle. Like I'm mainly expertise in medical imaging, so we have chest X-ray data set, we have brain tumor MRI, we have retinal OCT scan. So you can start downloading that particular, and you can achieve very good score. So you will be like, I have completed that particular research. I have scored that much good accuracy.
Nice. So let's take one question which is in chat section, which is best to do internship in full stack or Salesforce developer?
Full stack can be a good option for you.
Padmaja is asking how to get internship in data science.
So there are many platforms available itself over the internet for they can provide you free virtual internship, and after that start applying over LinkedIn and Internshala. I would recommend LinkedIn is a very good platform for getting these type of internships. Nowadays, focus more on LinkedIn, less on Instagram.
So Sham was saying he was second year student. What are the skills to be developed for pursuing MS in software engineering?
In software engineering, you should consider a programming language. You should be good with DSA, data structures and algorithm. You should be good with system designing. You should be good with a cloud platform. So these are the particular skills that required. System designing is a whole new different field, so you need to good with that as well.
Nice. So any other question, guys? We have just 20 minutes left, so you can ask your question. Say, Avinash, Salesforce developer, that refers to cloud computing. What do you want to
Yeah,
see?
cloud computing is also very good. See, nowadays, I believe all these skill set required, for example, whether you want to go for a cloud developer, whether you want to go for a data scientist, whether you want to go for a web developer, but you need to good with that particular skills. In that case, you can be good with that. Don't force yourself to you are not able to, don't force yourself to that you should learn everything. Just stick to one particular skill set and you can achieve that particular goal. Which project you created have created that gave you satisfaction, like my life goal is fulfilled? Okay, when I was searching for my job in data science, so I participated in a competition, house price regression. So I was like, then let's do some practice work. So in that case, overall 60,000 data scientists participated, and my position was around 8,000. So you can say it was very good at that time. 8,000 out of 60,000 all over the globe. Can you share your daily routine, how you give time to learn about these things? Okay, so these things need to be, when you are into analytics or data science, you need to get updated daily. So generally take, generally you need to, what can I say? Just spare some time around 2 to 3 hours regularly. It's up to you whether you want to spare some time in morning or evening, but you need to revise all your basic concepts and you should be able to crack all this stuff. And uh, you need to learn how to read a research paper as well. How you give time to learn about these things. Yeah, it's just like I'm used to it nowadays.
So guys, any other question? Or so let us know something about your research paper. Like we would like to know as many people reacted when you say that you will talk about your research
Okay.
paper.
Recently, my first research paper was uh, breast cancer detection from mammographs.
So what do you think are the things like required to write a research paper? So do you need any degree or how do you
No,
publish?
no, we don't require any degree. We just need to complete the basic concepts. That's it. It's up to you. You might need to have at that particular thought process. Like you need to think like how we can achieve that. That's it.
So what are the component of the research paper? Like you have write the research
I have
paper
only
and
code that. The co-member has written that. I have only code that research
okay,
paper.
okay.
So
So
the thing
where
is, first of all, you need to check whether how many research has been done on that particular project. For example, if the last paper which has been wrote on that particular topic has given an accuracy of 80%, so you need to achieve more than that. After that, it can be a research after that because you have cracked that particular 80% milestone. After that, just gathering all the requirements, getting the data set. Uh, so I applied two techniques. First of all, like image segmentation, after that, image classification. So it was a 4-channel image classification project, you can say.
so where do you publish the paper? Like what's the process in the research paper from getting the idea?
There are many platforms available like elsewhere. It was in elsewhere, I guess, right?
So what are some few top research paper platforms which are present there?
There is a term like ICCE elsewhere and many more. I forgot those names. Yeah, it was available. Yeah, but elsewhere is a pretty much good platform nowadays.
So Rohit is asking what exactly is research paper or it is a for big project thing.
Yeah, you can say like it is also a research paper or it's also a big project. Uh, like mentioning all that particular project in your resume will create that the weight it has been more at that particular time. How much importance are the subjects like linear algebra, discrete mathematics, etc. for learning machine learning? See, Akash, like if you want to be a researcher or if you want to be a trainer, so you need to get through all this stuff. Like we have calculus, we have linear algebra. But if you want to be like a data scientist, you want to complete a particular project. So only you can say 20% you can go with that because we have pre-written libraries available in pandas. So if you want to apply linear regression, so you can directly import that particular from the linear sklearn library. But if you are into research, so you need to understand like what is happening in the behind, what is happening in the back end. In that case, linear algebra comes into picture. Avinash, I can't.
uh, no, like you can
I
say
can say my ways is the very good platform.
like, any other question? Guys, why are you so like today not asking questions? Let's ask question more and more. He's here to answer your questions only on your request. We have actually received very much response that you want the session, AMA session with now you are not asking questions, right? Ask some questions. Anyone? Or let me ask.
I'm just wondering, what does data scientists also have knowledge of ethical hacking? No, I'm not having any knowledge of ethical hacking.
Any So once you started in data sciences, what do you think is the basic Python which you think is the very useful in data scientists? Or
Yeah, those basic concepts are very useful because in my organization, we are not using any sklearn library or any other library or any other algorithm from that particular library. We built the algorithm from scratch itself. So in that case, those particular basic concepts are required.
like for the competitive programming, many people do in their college they do competitive programming, solving DSA questions.
Mhm.
But in the data scientist, you or in the such role, you don't need to crack that much of competitive programming. So, what do you think? Like, if there's some any way to crack the Python or data scientist role with that competitive programming?
See, it's just like you need to practice as much possible. There are many, I've already mentioned many platforms like HackerRank, HackerEarth, lead code. So these platforms are very good in performing these competitive programming. And I've already discussed like if you want to go for a product-based organization like Fang or Mang, so in that case, these DSA will work. Otherwise, for a service-based organization, they will ask just basic questions.
So, what are some what do you think how the data scientist interview looks like?
Okay, so it depends from organization to organization. So you can say there will be a separate round for SQL, there will be a separate round for Python, there will be a separate round for logical thinking and for machine learning theory as well. You can expect 4 to 5 rounds.
Okay, for the data scientist. So, in the
Right.
data scientist, if we called about the technicality, so what does the interviewer looking into technicalities like? What are the major topics which interview ask in data scientist, or how to prepare for it?
They will ask just the basic question like in statistics, like we have central limit theorem, we have different hypothesis testing available. So they will ask like how to perform a hypothesis testing, what is CLT, what is your empirical rule, what exactly is, for example, if I ask you a particular question like what is a standard deviation, so you can say like it is the under root of variance and all this stuff. But the interviewer wants to know like what a standard deviation is, what the standard deviation is telling us. So he wants to know that particular thing. He's not interested in that particular formula. After that, we can have many questions related to machine learning. We have like bias variance, we have linear logistic decision trees, bagging boosting. You need to be clear with all these concepts as well.
Mm. So, Akash is asking in the chat section that what exactly is expected from an intern by the company. You can
You
explain
can
that.
explain by taking the example of a Python developer. So it depends from organization to organization. Like they can use you for only data cleaning purpose or creating any API. That's it. So where can I learn machine learning? Shiva, that's the only one question. My ways, through my ways, you can learn machine learning.
Yes, we have many more courses available for the machine learning, and we actually have many free resources, and they are just free of cost. You can learn it at any time. It's on our website also.
Right. And these certifications are just will be helpful in picking up your resume, but during the time of interview, your skill set will be beneficial. Just focus on the skill set, basic concepts, and you will good to go.
So guys, are you like, do you have any question or we wrap up with the AMA session today? Just let me know in the chat section. Floors are open to you. Any question?
Come on, guys.
Just let me know in the chat section. So I guess, is there any question? Just let me know yes or no. You can add in the chat section itself. Am I audible?
So guys, what's the plan from this for this particular weekend? Where are you all guys going? How should we decide which field to choose? So Akash, it depends upon you. Like in all these particular fields, programming language is the must. So you need to be get familiar with all this. Studying ML and SQL, where can I learn machine learning from? Shiva, you can learn machine learning from my ways.
Mm. So, do you have any questions, or do you want to hear that you all can get a placement opportunity? So just let me know in the chat section. Be a quick and little more.
Nitya, every time you have surprise for the students. What you have no surprise for me every time.
No, no, we have surprise for you as well. So tell us about the placement opportunity. They want to. So guys, do you want to know about the placement opportunity? Let me know in the chat section. I'm just going to tell once you all uh, tell me that you all want to listen or do you all want to get. Just let me know in the chat section. The chat section. Yes. Which there's a one question.
Which fields are open if one is not into programming? Okay, Anand. So there is you can go for digital marketing, analytics. You can learn only Tableau itself. It's a non-programming platform. Tableau and Excel. You can go for that as well.
Yes, so now let us know that are you excited for the placement opportunity? We can tell you about that. Just let me know in the chat section once. Yes, I'm just waiting for your replies, guys.
Only Kopi Chand is Joe Kopi and Akash are interested for placement opportunity.
You get tell me, guys. There are like you get an exclusive chance to this session. We have actually received a lot of participations, and few of them get yes. Okay, sure. So firstly, I like to thank Mr. Rohan Seni that he gave his time for asking our questions in AMA. And thank you so much for coming. Now, let me tell you about the placement opportunity. So we have a My Gurukul program. Also, please do not forget to fill the fill the feedback form which is just posted in chat section after this. So just listen. So we have a placement training is known as My Gurukul program. So now you're wondering that why it is My Gurukul. So basically we come up with the term of My Gurukul if you ask one. So it is basically because we want to what My Ways is. My Ways is actually dedicated to it to teach you and made you become an experienced fresher. So through My Gurukul, we do a placement hiring of the students, which are we have many openings with our employers. So as you know, the My Gurukul in the initial stage back from India, back in the initial stages of India, like there is a concept of Gurukul, which increase your consciousness, your confidence, and obviously your capability to work or train you. So we also have a similar concept of My Gurukul. In My Gurukul, what you need to do is you can just need to give a test. If you pass the hiring test, you have one interview, and after that interview you are placed. If you crack the external interview, you are placed with our hiring partners. So those hiring partners, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So those hiring partners will give you a stipends for first month and train you whatever skills you are required. You just need to pass into a basic test and you will get on training on the job, and after that you will get a pre-placement offer from that employer itself, and you'll be working on the different projects. So let me know if you are interested. I'll just put the link of my Gurukul in the chat section if you want to explore. So by the way, we have a new opening of big data also. So kindly fill the feedback form. I'll send you the email for that.
Great. Even also, I'm also interested in that role.
Uh,
Yeah, Bhavana, it's a very great opportunity. Data science in medical field.
yeah, just like Rohan said that he had write a research paper in medical
Right,
science
right,
of data
right,
science.
right.
So is there any eligibility criteria? No, if you are a student, you can apply for the test and you can visit to my Gurukul web page. It is like myways.ai/mygurukul. So guys, I want that all of you fill the feedback form so that we can
No,
get
Shiva, I'm not having LinkedIn Premium. They haven't gave me.
actually I did not get even because I'm not student. So it's just for the students only. So any other question, quick question for Rohan, or we should wrap up? We are just wrapping it up. Any other questions? Or shall we wrap up? So let's thank our mentor to come in. I hope we should wrap up the session, or is there anything? So just let us know how's the session, or any feedback you can tell us in the
Yeah,
chat
guys, you can
box.
share the feedback. Dump data. Okay. So you want to know what is a dump data? The data that we are not using. It's a dump data. Thanks, Anand. Guys, a quick feedback.
So any question, any feedback? Thank you. Thanks for great session. Thank you.
Okay, guys, have a great day. Have a great weekend.
You can
Thank you
thank you
so
so
much.
much for joining.
Yeah, yeah,
Thanks
thank you so much, guys.
for
And you too as
answering.
well.
Thanks.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. Informative session. Thank you. So guys, do you have any question for my ways?